We are back. Not sure what happened there. As my wife would say, the shark ate the internet cable.
She's too cute.
So we have a question from one of our audience members.
Yeah, John wants to know what's Don's favorite part of this car.
Oh, well, you got to go a long way to beat the Tri-Power carburation. Pontiac V8 is one of my all-time favorites. Now it is my all-time favorite as far as V8 engines. And one of those, you pop the hood on one of these things and you got those 3 chrome air cleaners and you got that beautiful blue engine paint and the exhaust note. You just can't beat it. They sound great. And the great thing about the 389 Tri-Powers is if you're driving it around just normally, they're pretty docile engines. They're not ornery. They're, not spitting back through the carburetor or anything like that. They're just a nice docile vehicle. But once you open up those and carburetors, things start happening pretty quickly. It's a great engine combination, and it's too bad that General Motors outlawed multiple carburation in 1967 for anything other than a Corvair or a Corvette.
Go figure.
Thanks, Mr. Estes. Anyway.
That's a reference to Pete Estes.
Yes.
Who actually at the time, or previous to that, he was an engineer under Bunky Knudsen.
Yeah, and became general manager of Pontiac.
General manager of Pontiac, got promoted to the general manager of Chevrolet, in which opened up the position for, everybody knows this gentleman, John C. DeLorean. That's correct. 65, also the first year of the mechanical linkage, right?
Yep.
Well, we had talked about that before on one of our shows as to why is there not vacuum linkage on any Tri-Power car that we give away.
Yeah.
And as certainly we don't want to have fire extinguishers.
Yeah, it's a better overall deal. But for 65 also, they Pontiac engineers redesigned the cylinder heads of the intake manifold, and if you look at the intake manifolds, particularly around the water neck area, they're quite different because the cylinder heads were redesigned. The cooling passages were revised, and the ports were also revised. The valve sizes stayed the same, but they did pick up quite a bit in the way of flow, and it made a 10 horsepower difference in the 4-barrel and 12 horsepower difference in the Tri-Power version, which brought it up to 360 horsepower for the Tri-Power in 1965. So it was a significant jump.
Yeah. Hey, PJ's got another question for us.
And he says, legitimate dream car. I've seen 2 of those at a car show up here in Tennessee, and it made me want to win this one even more.
It's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
And we laugh, we come into the garage here, and we tell the younger audience, we go, this is a mid-sized car.
Yeah.
And they're looking at it like we're out of our minds.
Yeah, I remember years ago I was driving my 66 Tempest in Canada. And I stopped for gas on the QE just outside Niagara Falls, and it was late at night. And I'm gassing the car up, and the lady behind the counter goes, "Wow, look at the size of that tank you've got." And I said, "That was the smallest car Pontiac made in 1966." Yeah.
That's right. Amazing stuff. Speaking of amazing, look how lucky Dream Giveaway is. We have some photos of some past Dream Giveaway cars.
Yes.
Here in your book. Tell us about this.
Yeah, well, thanks to Chris and the folks at Dream Giveaway, I was able to do some studio photography, and Chris actually shot these, so he's a pretty capable lensman himself. But we have, let's see, I know we've got a 67 GTO right there. That's a Dream Giveaway vehicle.
Oh, that was a nice car.
That was a beautiful car. And moving on, I know our Judge, our 69 Judge. Oh, hold
on. That was shot here in the Dream Giveaway garage.
That was Tom Stutzman's car.
Right. That was not a grand prize car.
You guys were gracious enough to loan me your studio, which was fantastic.
Right.
And there it is.
Oh, there it is. The Carousel Red Judge that we gave away.
Yeah.
I hope the person who won that is still with it.
Yeah. So that was nice. We got some great representation from you folks, and we're very grateful for the use of the studio. And I love that been painted different colors, so we got different effects here, and now we're back to an off-white, and it looks beautiful.
That's right. PJ, who's out there asking away?
Larry wants to know, who was the first to introduce the 3 two-barrel cars?
Actually, it was Oldsmobile in 1957 with the J2.
Yeah.
And it was designed by Pete Estes, who came over and brought the system over to Pontiac from Oldsmobile. And there was only a few weeks difference in the release dates, but as it turned out, there was a crash program to get the Tri-Power system on the Pontiac V8, and Mr. Estes was instrumental in making that happen.
And over at Chevrolet, they were running around with those Black Widow intakes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the Bel Air. And so the Oldsmobile was competing with what was considered really high performance back in the day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And of course, 1959 and the Pontiac wide track era.
Yeah.
And that's all she wrote.
Yeah. I have a particular warm spot for 59s, as you know, and you're a former owner of what, 2 of them?
Yeah.
And
I
so
miss them both.
Yeah, great cars.
PJ.
Mike says 65 Bonneville is fairly low.
My first car was a 66 convertible. I was 13 years old. I paid the princely sum of $25 for it. It was worth all of it, too. It was a little on the rusty side, but overall a pretty nice car, and kept that for a while, and I'd love to get another one, preferably in better shape. But yeah, love those. Those are actually my favorites.
So here's a question. What would be the longest Pontiac, not counting station wagons, ever produced? My guess would be like a 75 Granville. Am I close?
Yeah, I think the Granvilles of 75, 76 would be probably your longest overall. Yeah, that was a whole lot of metal right there.
A whole lot of metal.
Yeah, but all of them from the 60s right on through were pretty similar. They were within just a few inches. They were all curb weight got heavier and heavier. I think those big Granvilles were pushing 5,000 pounds by the time it was all said and done, and the wagons were actually more than that.
Those were the days before the minivans, when wagons ruled the roads.
Yeah.
They're still out there. At least a few of them are out there. PJ?
That's it.
Well, let's tell them again where they can get a copy of your book.
Right.
Hold it up. Let them see the cover so they can.
1960 to 74 Pontiac Performance, the era of Super Duty HO and Ram Air Dragon muscle cars. This is available at Amazon.com, or you can go to my Facebook page, Don Keefe. I'll friend you, and you can order it right there and autographed and ready to go.
We've got 6 days left to win that triple Top Flight 70 LS5 AC 4-speed posi track little red Corvette.
Red on red. Prince would be so happy.
Beautiful car. And so is a GTO. GTO ends in, I don't know, 30 days,
It's
60
coming
days.
up. It's coming
Kathy, let them know how many days they have left on the GTO. Don, thanks for being here on
Thank you
World
so
Book
much.
Day.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right.
More great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes. And you never know who'll stop by our favorite place on earth.
They'll let